Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota, and I'm here to bring you a live paper crafting class because it is Wednesday. It's Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central Time as I'm coming to you live. Sorry for the noise. I forgot to put up my little script here to make sure I know what day it is. It is October 26th, 2022, 11 a.m. And we're going to have a fun fold card today. I hope that's okay with all of you. I love fun fold cards. So this is one that has been around for a while. It's actually trending right now. A lot of people are having fun with this angled gatefold type of card. So I thought I would do a version of it. Actually, I have a couple versions to share with you using some new product that's going to debut on November 1st. That product will be available November 1st through January 4th. Some of it is exclusive and limited time, and when it sells out, it sells out. And some of it will carry over into the new mini catalog, which begins January 5th. Time flies. So we're going to have a fun time with this new product. I want to introduce it to you. If you're a demonstrator, you can get it now. If you are not a demonstrator and you choose to become a demonstrator during this month, you can actually add that product to your starter kit. So it's accessible to those people. If you're not a demonstrator, you just got to wait a couple more weeks, right? No, like one more, less than a week? I don't know. Yes, less than a week. So November 1st. All right. So hey, it's so fun to see your comments rolling in. I want to tell you that I was a little nervous right before the live because, and now the little warning sign has gone away. Okay, then we don't even have to mention it. Just had a little warning sign that I could not figure out how to get rid of. I was ready 5 minutes early, which is rare for me. And then I said, you know what? Who cares? Just go live and see what happens because you can't control technology, right? Let me introduce you to a couple people. We are live streaming to both YouTube and Facebook, and we have Lisa Marshall, who is on Facebook. She's my moderator, so she's there to answer questions, lead you in the right direction, that sort of thing. So yay for Lisa. Thank you, Lisa, for being here. And then on YouTube, we have Trisha Josephs. She's my moderator over there, and she is her name stands out. It has a little wrench symbol next to her name, so you can see her. You can actually tag her, too. So if you I have a pressing question. It's not getting answered by me because I didn't catch it. I'm not very good at following comments during my live. I mean, I can see them right over here on my iPad, but I can't I can't read them that fast. Anyways, she's there to help us out, and you can tag her by typing the @ sign, which is the A with the circle around it, and that will allow you to start typing her name. So you do @ sign TRICIA, and her name will come up. You click on it, and then she sees that comment a little bit clearer. Lisa just works as hard as she can to read everything she can. So they both do. They're doing such a great job. Excuse me. All right, so let me introduce you to the Fitting Florets products because they are gorgeous. Oops, don't drop anything right now, Rachel. Okay, I'm going to start out with this one. Okay, so let me bring you down to my desktop. All right, here we go. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to show you these cards, you guys. And you get a glimpse of them if you see the little preview image before I start my live. So you probably already kind of can guess what the card's going to look like. But we're going to use a couple stamp sets. We're using the framed florets on the card that is already finished. The one that I'm going to show you afterwards. This is the one that I show you afterwards is the one that I actually made first. But the second card that I made, I was like, I think this is the one I want to demo. So framed florets is the main stamp set. And I say main because it's going to carry over. This one it's an early release is what it is. So it is coming to us now, and then it will be in the mini catalog that runs January through June. It coordinates with a set of dies, and these dies are called the Framed Florets dies. Yes, same name. They've started with this bundle here, and they're going to, moving forward, call their stamp set that coordinates with the dies the same thing. This is the stamp set, this is the dies, but they're both called Framed Florets. So that's kind of good to know, right? And these dies here are all frame type of dies. and they frame the images in this stamp set. So any one of these images that you want to stamp, you can also cut out with your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Then we've got lots of sentiments that are kind of all occasion, celebration, birthday, for a friend, thank you, that sort of thing. And then these dies here are more detailed and specific and not necessarily related to the stamp set, can be used, however. This one here is a frame. It's not really a frame. It is a frame, but it allows you to make an oval ring of hearts. So it doesn't cut out an oval, it just makes little tiny hearts in an oval shape. This one cuts out on the outside and the inside, so you can get an oval from the inside and you can get this frame. This one allows you to cut the frame, and I believe, I can't remember, I think it cuts on the inside too. And then, oh yes, it does. It cuts on the inside, and then it also gives you this fun little embossed look and kind of detail outline around it. This one also has sort of an embossed / cut look all the way around it too. It cuts into the cardstock and makes these fun little details. These three are detailed little foliage pieces. And I've used all of these here on my 2 cards, and then I've also used a couple frame pieces. So then we have another stamp set. This other stamp set is called Framed and Festive. This one is exclusive. So the dies and stamp set you just saw, those are going to carry over into the mini catalog. They're early release. All the rest of the stuff is exclusive. It's only available till January 4th or until supplies run out, okay? I know, it's fun to see ovals, right, Polly? I love that we have ovals back again. Framed and Festive, as you can see, is Christmas related. So it's got lots of sentiments for Christmas because the designer paper has kind of an all occasion, even like Christmassy kind of look to it in some ways. And I'll show you what I mean. One more thing that I want to share with you is this before we do the designer paper. So these are fun little embellishments that are unique. I've never seen Stampin' Up! Do an embellishment like this before. They're called gold swirls. And so you can see, and if I zoom in, let me do that. If I zoom in, you can see that there is little kind of an embossed surface to them that look like they're swirling. Isn't that fun? And you can color these too. So you can color them with the blends markers. So if you wanted to have, I mean, you're going to have a little bit of gold underneath, but yeah, it's going to be fun. Okay. All right. I know, Mary says, it's about time that they match the stamp set with the dies. Yes, I know. It's wonderful that they're doing that. They heard us. They heard us. Okay, I got to zoom out even more. This is the back of the designer paper, and I like to share this because it does list the colors. We have Balmy Blue, Blushing Bride, Crushed Curry, Evening Evergreen, Night of Navy, Polished Pink, and Soft Succulent. So let me introduce you to the fun papers. So you get 2 of each design. They're double-sided, and you can see some of them look wintry, right? I guess that's what I mean by all occasion. It's more like all season. Like these papers kind of have, spring, summer, winter, fallish kind of look, right? So you've got, well, maybe not fall. Then you got these blue flowers that are kind of wintry, right? More any time of year flowers, just really, really pretty papers, right? And then this last one here. So some of the papers can die cut. Now, if we go back, I'm not with these, but with this one and with this one, you can die cut with some of the frame dies. So I'm going to pull those back in. This one here will die cut these flowers here. If I do it right, if I position it right, there we go. So that will die cut a few of these blue flowers on this sheet. Not the bigger ones, but the ones that are this size, and there's a bunch. And then this one will die cut these little images here. So the cluster of flowers that you have here and here. And I think that's it. I haven't played around with these, but I didn't notice that any of the other frame pieces work that way. I even tried this smaller one, which I thought would have worked on this sheet, but they are a little bit, this one is a little bit too big for, well, let me try this one. I didn't try the green ones. No, I don't think so. It's a different shape flower. So yeah, so there you go. But it's kind of fun that you can die cut those flowers. In fact, we're going to be using the die cuts on the designer paper. We're not going to do a lot with stamping the images of the flowers. We're going to be using more sentiments overall, but let's start. Oh wait, I want to show you one more thing before we start. We got the little PDF, and the PDF is something, oopsie, don't do that, Rachel. The PDF is something that you'll be able to print off after the live is done. So this started at 11. At 12:15, so an hour and a half from when I start my videos typically, is when you can go to my blog post. And my blog post is already listed in the description of the YouTube video. So if you want to, you can go over there and check it out. And that blog post will go live at 12:15. It will include this sheet that you see up here, the Fitting Florets Angled Gatefold Card PDF. It's got the measurements, the supplies, images, the date, and the name of the project. It doesn't list the directions, but at least it's a resource that helps you to know where to go back to find the video later on. You can see that we have listed all the Fitting Florets products because we will be using all of them. It's a collection of so much fun. I can't stand it. I'm so excited about this. So yeah, so you can click on all of those images. That's what I was going to say. You can click on any of those names, I should say. So do you see the supply list? When you have that PDF downloaded, you can actually click on the items and it will take you to where you can find them in the online store. Kind of cool. Except for the ones that aren't available right now. So when they're not available, I can't have my little resource that I use for this. It doesn't click anywhere yet. So, and it won't even after November 1st because the PDF's already created. So you'll just have to go to the online store and shop those products come November 1st. All right, let's go back to the desktop now. It's so fun to see where you guys are from. Comment, by the way, because if you comment, you get entered into the prize drawing. When you share the video and you comment that you shared, you get entered into the prize drawing. Comment away. Tell me where you're from. Tell me how long you've been crafting. Say that you're new if you're new. I love seeing the people who comment that they're new. And I love it when you've been here week after week after week. You're so good to me, you guys. Okay, we are going to use, and in fact, I don't have to bring that out yet. We're going to use the paper trimmer with our 8.5 by 11 cardstock. We're using shaded spruce. Nope, sorry, go back. This is Evening Evergreen. We're using Evening Evergreen cardstock for the base of both of our cards. And I've turned it the long way because we're not going to get two of these kinds of cards out of one sheet. Typically you can, but for this card, it has kind of an overlap look to it. So the two sides overlap each other, which means we need longer than the 8.5 direction. So we're going to go in this direction, the long way, and we're going to bring the edge of our cardstock to the 5.5 inch mark on our trimmer, and we're going to slice. So we have an 11 by 5.5 inch piece. And then we're going to score, and we're going to score in from each side the same amount. We're going to go to 3 and make sure I do this right. 3 3/8. 3 3/8 in from each end. So now we're using the scoring blade. 3 3/8. Okay, that gives us a section in the middle that is now 4 1/4 inches wide. So this will fit into our medium size envelopes, which hold the 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch size cards. So here's the overlap. Now to make it angled, we need to do some marking with a pencil and some cutting. Okay, some straight line cutting, but at an angle. So we'll do that in just a second. Let's trim up our other piece. We've got some designer paper. It's really hard to cut this one because this one holds the two, well, a couple of the flowers that we can actually die cut. It's okay, just buy more. Right, Rachel, just buy more. Okay, we're gonna cut this one to 5 1/4 by 4. So this is gonna fit as a layer with an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. Okay. Oh, Jenny, you're so sweet. She goes, I set my alarm for your classes. Aw. All right, now this paper, this designer paper, we're going to use both sides. So we're going to cut it, and I've already cut a portion of it off for my my card sample. This one is going to get cut to 3 1/8. Yep, 3 1/8. Okay, so we're going to cut to 3 1/8 inches. So we're bringing it over here. Oops, can you see up there? You can. Okay, so here's the 3. Here's the 1/8. We'll bring it right to that spot. And always check also to make sure that it's not angled as you're coming down your trimmer. You know, you can see the same spacing with the lines. Okay, we'll trim that. And then we're going to trim these two pieces at 5 1/4 inches. 5 1/4. Okay. So these two pieces are going to become the layers on the top. The other one was the layer on the inside. And then we need to be able to die cut a flower from this. So I'm hesitating because you know what I want to do? I want to cut that again. It's okay. I think it's going to be okay, Rachel. We can always flip it upside down. Doesn't matter which way those flowers are going. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just trim out a little section here because I want to die cut that blue flower. Okay. So we've got a flower that we're going to die cut. We have an inside layer. We have these. We're going to die cut also onto some gold foil. So I've got a scrap of gold foil here, and I've got a scrap of blue and a larger scrap of white. So let's move to the die cutting next. I'm going to bring those papers out of the way for a second and bring in, actually let's bring in stamps next. So when I initially made these cards, hi Judith from Germany. When I initially made these cards, I did my stamping after I did my die cutting. But I think what we're going to do today is we're going to die cut first. Whenever I change something up, something goes wrong. I hope this actually makes it better because what we're using is the clear mount stamps and you can't see through them. One stamp set is photopolymer or clear, and that's the framed Florets one that matches the dies. But this one, the framed and festive, is cling mount stamps, okay? So they're the red rubber stamps. And I want to make sure that I have this stamped in the oval the right way. I had to just concentrate a little bit more when I stamped after I die cut last time. So let's just go ahead and stamp this right in the middle like that. And then let's stamp this one. And I believe, yep, those are both upright. This is from our home to yours. May this season be filled with peace and joy. Stamp that one over here. Okay, move the stamps out of the way, close up our ink pad. Always close up your inks when you're not using them because, well, it keeps them, you know, from drying out too. But then you don't accidentally put something down on them. Okay, we're gonna cut, and we're gonna cut, and we're gonna, okay, we're ready. We're ready to roll. Let's bring in our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we have our little platforms here. So we've got our first platform, number 1. We've got our die adapter, number 2. We don't need this one. It comes with your machine, but you only use that for the 3D embossing folders. And then we've got a couple cutting mats, okay? So I'm going to put one cutting mat down. And let's do one of, well, we could probably do both frames. Let's give it a try. Okay, for our frame that says from our house to yours, we're going to use the one that cuts the smallest oval. And then for the other one, we're going to use the one that cuts the larger oval. Okay, and I want Post-it notes because I want these to stay in place. I don't want them to move on me. So just make sure that they look good. Hold it down with a sticky note. This one, and I think I'm going to make it come down just a little bit and hold that down with a sticky note. There. Yeah, this works better. Stamp first, then cut. Most of the time with your cling mount stamps, it is best to do it that way because you can't see through them, right? Linda says she wishes all the stamps were clear photopolymer. So let me tell you this, detail is better when you have a clear mount stamp, or a cling mount, sorry. Cling mount stamp red rubber gives you more detail. So if you're having a very artistic, detailed image in a stamp set, that's when they tend to use the red rubber. Photopolymer is squishier, believe it or not. So it doesn't always give you the best image. The red rubber gives you the best. So that is why. That's why. And you know what? A long time ago, we used to all stamp with wood mount stamps, and we survived. So I'm actually appreciative that they keep their artistic ones in the clear mount. But, you know, who knows? Maybe over time, they'll have enough people where, you know, that comment and say that they want it that way. So this is what we have. We have our 2 ovals. Those are ready to go for our card. I'm going to set those over with our paper. We have this piece that we could use if we want to, but I'm not going to use that one because we already have white on the inside. We're going to make a different one of these with our blue cardstock or our navy. And then we also have this piece, which I can pick out later, like all these little pieces. Just use like your die brush or whatever and run them out. But that frame is ready to use too on another project. I'm just going to set those 2 aside. And in fact, we don't need that paper either. Brush this off. Let's bring in our other ones that we're going to die cut. So we're going to die cut an oval from our navy cardstock. We're going to die cut, this branch here from the gold. And I'm just going to put this down to make sure it stays in place. And then we're going to die cut a flower. Let's shift this a little bit here. You guys can see what I'm doing, right? Okay, let's die cut this flower with this die. Now with this one, you'll see, okay, so do you see here, this has a navy background on it. It's not a white background behind the flower. So they actually made this die to go right up to the edge of, oh, now I can't get it back on. Right up to the edge of the design. So if I die cut this really well, I will have it cut exactly on the flower edge. Cross your fingers for me. Okay, let's take and shove these through. Here we go. The other set of flowers that you can die cut, this one that matches this frame, that one has white in the background, and so it gives you a white edge. And you'll see that when you see the finished cards. Okay, so if we peel this away, we have our stamped blue flower. So pretty. And if we peel this away, we have our foliage in gold. And we're going to do this one more time. We're going to do this on the navy cardstock. There we go. Those fell out pretty easily. So let's tap all those little extra pieces out of there. And here's our frame. We want the blue frame, and this oval, save for something else. Don't throw those away. Those are good ovals. I mean, it might be a great layer for something later on, right? Okay, let's do one more cut, and we're going to do that with this piece. And since we have a large enough piece of scrap here, I'm not going to worry about holding it in place with the sticky notes. Clean off the desk, Rachel. Scraps are everywhere. Okay, let's try this. Lay it on here. Yeah, get your little tiny pieces of cardstock that you've die cut already. Get those off of your clear mat, because you know what can happen is it can add pressure and it can give you an impression, like a little bump in your design. So always use clean cutting mats, okay? Hi, Vicki from the Highlands, North Carolina. How are you? Okay, and there we have that piece ready. North Carolina, such a pretty area of the U.S. Okay, so there, that's done. Let's Let's move this big machine out of the way. Let's move our Post-it notes out of the way, our dies. Okay, we're ready. Let's bring in our base piece of cardstock. I'm going to grab my bone folder and crease nice and hard on each of these folds. Okay, that'll help the card to hold down later on. In fact, when you go back and forth, when you fold in both directions, it really breaks up the fibers and it makes that crease hold a little bit better, just so you know. That's a little tip for you today. Okay, so now we're going to take our ruler and we're going to take a pencil. And you can certainly use your grid paper because your grid paper has measurements on it, as you can see. So we could use, you know, this 1 inch mark here, and we could mark our cardstock. Oops, which way are we going? We're going 1 inch down that way. Okay. So we could use it this way and mark it like that if we want to, or you can use your ruler. So what we want to do is we want to mark 1 inch down on this side, and then we want to mark 1 inch over under here. And it's okay if they're not 1 inch. You could do 1.5 inches. You could do 1.25. You could do 1.125. Just keep it consistent on both sides and for your layers too. So if you want to just do your angle at 7/8 of an inch, just do it 7/8 of an inch everywhere. Just makes it easier for your layering and for a consistent look. So I'm just going to take my ruler here. It's at the 1 inch mark here, and I'm going to mark at the 0. Because between here and here is 1 inch. And then over here, same thing. I'm just going to mark it again, 1 inch. On this side, we're going to do the opposite. So if our 1 inch is over here, we want our 1 inch over here. And 0 to 1 is 1 inch. So there we go. We're going to mark it right there. And then the same thing here. From there to there is 1 inch. So we want to come in 1 inch over here. And your pencil marks you can erase. Now you can't see them very well because it's a video and, you know, anyways. But just know that I marked them here, 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 and here. Okay, and now I'm going to take my trimmer and we're going to cut. So I'm going to take that pencil mark that I see here and I'm going to put it so it's lined up in the channel of my trimmer. And then I'm going to turn my cardstock so that this little spot here where the crease meets the top of the card, that is sitting in the channel of the trimmer, and this is in the channel of the trimmer. And sometimes it takes a little adjusting to make sure you get it in there right. We're going to come in with a slice, and we're going to slice it like that. Okay? Keep this piece. This is actually going to make your layering, your cutting for your layering a lot easier. So keep that piece. Let's do the same thing to this side. We're going to keep all of our pieces, okay? So there's another piece. And then we're going to cut from here to this spot. So wherever that first pencil mark was is where we're going to come down to here, okay? I say okay a lot, don't I? Sorry about that. All right, so this pencil mark to that pencil mark. That is one thing that's hard about doing videos, you guys. You play it back once in a while, you know, to either edit or whatever, and you hear yourself saying the same words over and over again. I hope you guys don't get sick of me when I say something over and over again. I don't mean to be repetitive in my words, but I mean, that's just us as human beings, right? We latch onto certain words and then they're the words we always use. Okay, so there we go, from there to there. And now we have this look. This is the look you want to get. Whether this is a further down on each side or further in or further out, you know, just as long as it's consistent. Because now we're going to remember those marks. We're going to remember 1 inch. Hi, Bonnie. Glad that you came in. We're going to use those measurement amounts for these 2 layers. Now, these 2 layers are going to go on the front of our card. Okay, the front flaps. So if you want both of your layers to show the same side, then you need to kiss them together when you cut. If you want one side opposite of the other side, then you just layer them together as is, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut these together because it's faster, and then you get exactly like the same cut on each side. And then we're going to flip, after we cut, we're going to flip one over, and they're going to be opposite of each other after we've cut. Okay, so here's another thing though. Do you notice that I've got a floral pattern on here? And on my finished card, let me just show you the finished card at this point. The finished card, you can see these blue flowers along the outside, and I love that. And when I was cutting this, I was like, oh shoot. So they really could be this way, right? I mean, I know the leaves are going down here, but then they're coming up here. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm going to do it. So I'm going to cut them this way as if this is up and this is down, because I really want those to show. All right, we're just going to do it. So looking at this side here, because we've already kissed them together the way we want them, right? Like that. I know that I want this angle to go down just like this side is going down. Okay? So it's going to go down here, and then it's going to go from there to there. So that means we need to do a 1-inch mark here and a 1-inch mark down here. So we'll take our papers and we'll mark that 1 inch, and then we'll mark that 1 inch. So now we have our spots where we're going to cut, but I'm not going to put them into the cutter, as we did before, because watch what happens. When you put this piece here on top, this goes to the 1-inch spot. But do you see what happens here? It goes in just a tad. So it actually starts about almost 1/8 of an inch down on that side. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because if you're picky like me, you will see on the top card, there's a little bit, it goes a little bit more narrow as you come down. It's weird. I decided that I'm going to do it this way. But you can, if you want to do, if you want to be quick about it, just go from that corner to that spot and slice. Go from that spot to that spot and slice. But I'm going to show you something else for the person who really wants to make sure that, and I have a Band-Aid on it, it keeps grabbing lint. The person who likes to make sure that it's really even all the way across. Grab those Post-it notes again. Where'd they go? Here they are. So we're going to grab a sticky note, and we're just going to, oops, not that way. Not that way, Rachel. How did we do it? I can't remember how I did. Maybe we just held it. Maybe we didn't use a sticky note. So we're just going to go like this. We're going to do a little pencil line like that. We're not going to cut it with our hands like Rachel did earlier. So there, we've got that angle, and then this one, same thing. Start it at the 1-inch mark down here so that that corner is flush, okay? And then as you come up, there we go. So it's a small little fraction of an inch mark here where it doesn't go all the way to the edge and it doesn't go all the way to the corner. But to me, it made a huge difference when I made the card. You would do the same thing, Pam? Okay, now we're just going to line up that pencil mark instead. And that will give you a very, very precise layer. And I held this really firm when I cut because we have 2 pieces there. See how I'm cutting there instead of right at the corner? It makes a huge difference, you guys. Hold it in place and slice. Okay. And you could use these on another card, or you could use them as an inside embellishment, but now you can get rid of all these little narrow triangles because we don't need them anymore for what I'm making. And we can come in and watch this, you guys. Look at how nice that layer's on there now. It's like consistent all the way around. It has the same distance all the way around on that piece. It's awesome. Okay, so those are the 2 sides we want. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and put the adhesive on the back side this way. You can use multi-purpose liquid glue. You can use seal adhesive. This one will go here. And I'm going to hold it out here so I can see better. Sticking down before I want it to. And this one will go over here. There we go. And then this one goes on the inside. Sorry, I was silent. You know, when I do live or pre-recorded videos and I am putting like something down or I'm die cutting, sometimes I just stop talking so that I can kind of do fast forward through that part of the video. All of a sudden I was in this mode of, oh, don't talk right now because you can fast forward it. You can't fast forward it. It's you can't. Okay, it's a live video, Rachel. We're going to bring in our multi-purpose liquid glue that looks like this. I just transfer it into this bottle. And some of you have been asking me, how do you transfer it? This actually comes right off. Like you can screw this thing off and then you just squeeze your glue into it. That's all I did. There's nothing, there's no trick to it. You just squeeze and you go. Okay, so now we're just going to go around the edge here. And I'm going to make sure that my glue, when it's coming out, is going closer to the inside edge. And that's because this die that did the oval frame, again, has little tiny cuts. Can you see the cuts? If I hold it up like that, you can kind of see the white through it. So we just want to make sure that we don't have glue seeping through all that. And I'm putting my, my sentiment on this way because then I can make sure that it's lined up inside the oval. Oops. There we go. Okay, and then this whole piece can be flipped over and we can add it with some seal adhesive. This is going to go on the inside of the card like that. And because we're using these frames and not this one here, we won't see it when the card is shut. Oops. Get it straight, Rachel. So when the card is shut, see how it closes and disappears? With this frame, which is the one I was starting with, see how it, yeah, see it peeks up there. And it's a pretty frame, but it just didn't work with this card. All right, so there's that. And then the outside is going to hold this piece. And we're going to first just center that. And I think what I did, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and center that. So we'll take and put adhesive. Oh, something to note. When you have a gatefold card, you do have this part that's exposed here. So we want to make sure that we don't put adhesive right back there on that side. Place that down. And I'm sort of centering it, sort of bringing it more off to the right. And the reason why is because we're going to have a little bit of foliage over here and we don't want it to look unbalanced once we have that foliage on. So again, it's kind of off to the right a bit. Can you see that? Okay, so now we've got all of our accents. We've got these pieces and the flower, and then we're bringing in those fun gold swirls. Okay, so for this one, let's grab our paper snips, our scissors, and we're going to trim. We're going to trim this piece right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these open leaves, and this fifth one that looks like it should be with it is going to stay with the other grouping. And the reason why I did that is because now this looks like a full branch again. And you can, you know, if it has like a little mark there, there we go, smooth it out a little bit. So now this branch looks good all by itself, and so does that one. If I were to cut here, it would have looked like, I don't know, do you know what I mean? Like there, it looks too open now, doesn't it? Can you see that? So that's why we didn't do that. All right, now we're going to take this and we're going to add some multi-purpose liquid glue to the stem. And this is why I like the precision bottle, again, because we can get right in there. If you're looking for these bottles, you can find them in my favorite extras in my website. So you just go to my website at stampyourartout.com, and then you're going to click on the shop tab, And under shop is a category called My Favorite Extras. And right in there is where you can get, you can have access to, oh, you know what I did? I did tuck some of these down. I tucked some of these down underneath this oval. That's what I did. I'm going to lift this up real carefully and tuck. There we go. Hope I kept it in about the same spot. All right, so there's where that goes. Yeah, so that's where you can find the bottle, and you click on it and you can shop. It's on Amazon. This one is going to go underneath our flower. So at this point, I think what I did, yes, I think I added it with dimensionals first. Let me grab my dimensionals. So my flower itself has dimensionals behind the whole thing, because I wanted the gold leaves to be down against the card base. I didn't want them floating like the flower would be floating. So we've got our flower, and we're going to add it like that, but we want to tuck these gold pieces here behind. So I think I'm just going to go in like that, pick it up. You can trim it if you want to so it's not so long. Then you have more adhesive exposed. And then once I did that one, I went in and I got this one attached too. So just like that. Just kind of eyeball it before you stick it all the way down. Then if you need to, you can come back across and add some more seal adhesive over the top of those dimensional areas, because that'll add some more sticky onto the top of, or onto the back side of the gold. And we're going to trim up this stem too, because the stem's going to show. Yeah, we'll leave it. We'll just make sure we can cover it. I think I had a shorter stem on my other card. That's okay. It's okay, Rachel. They don't have to be exactly the same. There we go. And now we need our gold gems. And again, you can color these with blends markers. So if you're interested in having, you know, a gold tone, a gold undertone, but have like navy little accents, you could color it with a bluish, a dark blue marker. Probably wouldn't take the light colors very well. It would probably just take the darker colors. So let's do a piece up here. Let's do a couple down here. There we go. I say there we go a lot, don't I? So there's that card, From Our House to Yours. There's the inside and outside. Now I want to show you the other one. So again, Fitting Florets products. These products will not be available to all until November 1st. So make sure, and I'm going to switch something on my computer here so I can show you. So make sure that you are, you know, just kind of keeping that in mind. Again, if you want to get the starter kit, it's a great deal this month. You get $30 in extra product of your choice. And then you can add, you know, this type of stuff in there if you want to get it earlier. Here's the other card. This one is more of like just a celebrate that special day kind of card. It's got the really tiny flowers that coordinate with this paper. So there's one that has the larger ones, and then there's one that has the smaller ones, and I thought that was kind of a good combination. For a special person on a special day, I turned my oval the other direction. I used the other detailed leaves, and on the inside, I have the same color frame. So I didn't use the blue, I used the same color. So this is the Evening Evergreen. And I believe I used the Tuxedo Black ink, although, yeah, and I forgot to mention that. This is Tuxedo Black, so it's just black ink. And I chose that because the darkest color in here is the black inside those flowers. But you could use like Evening Evergreen if you wanted to for your ink. That would look just as stunning. So those are the two cards. Yay. What else do I want to tell you about? I think that's it. I talked to you about the starter kit. It's on special this month. I'm going to bring you over to my computer here real quick too and show you the Fitting Florets. But it's on special this month. Normally you get up to $125 worth of product for $99 plus tax. Shipping is free. But this month, during the month of October, they're calling it the Starter Kit Plus Special. You can get the Starter Kit for $99 plus tax, but then you get up to $155 worth of product. And you can visit my website and click on the Join tab to get the kit. If you are a demonstrator already, yay, it's awesome, isn't it? Chime in if you love being a demonstrator. So many great benefits. You can be a discount shopper. In fact, most of the demonstrators are discount shoppers. So don't feel like you need to be somebody who sells to other people. You can just purchase your supplies at a discount, okay? Yeah, and if you already have a demonstrator, join under them, okay? Okay, let me bring you to the computer now. I am going to show you the Fitting Florets flyer that you can access. So if you go to my website, under any post, there's all the promotional specials going on, and there is a link in the blog post that's going to go live today for seeing this flyer. And it just contains images and order numbers, information. You can buy, the bundle and save 10%, all that kind of stuff. So that's all in that flyer. Yay. Yay. Let's do prizes. Yes, discount shopper. Best thing she did, says Mary Ellen. Yes, it's so true, right? Okay, so let me bring in the prizes that we had last week. Forgive me. I am going to have to do, I'm going to have to draw the names afterwards, but this is going to make more of you visit my blog. Because I want you to check it out. I have been now listing the names of the winners in my blog posts. So if you get called as a winner, your name will go in there. You can check that blog post to see if you were called as a winner. You don't have to rewatch the whole video or whatever, you know what I mean? So last week's winner got to pick from, there were 2 kits, and the kits were donated by my friend Judy. Thank you, Judy. I said Linda last week because I've had Linda donate some prizes to me too. So Judy, thank you for the prizes. And then we also had some note card envelopes as a choice. So only one of the 2 winners contacted me last week. I should go to my computer and pull that up really quick so I can see. I'll call out the name again, okay? So the winner last week that did not claim their prize, that was Susan Eyre. No, wait. Susan Eyre got the kerchief one, right? Yeah. Oh, I already did Susan Eyre. Who was it? During the live. Oh, maybe it was somebody who was, shoot. I wonder if it was somebody that lived outside the U.S. and I did a tutorial instead. Because I still have 3 choices left. So that's why I was like, what's going on here? So these are the 3 choices. I will have to draw the winners afterwards for the after live commenters. So anybody who commented after the lives, I pick a winner from Facebook and I pick a winner from YouTube. Come to my blog at 12:15 or later and you can see if your name was drawn, because I forgot to draw the names. And then Trish is going to draw names, and I forgot to pick prizes of what we're doing today. Hang on. I've got a whole bunch of stuff down here. Why don't we do a couple of accessories? I've got hearts. I've got these in color. Can you see them? Yes, we have the right camera up. I have a couple of accessories. So you can pick out 2. Oh my gosh, look at all of these I have. I have way too many. So if Trisha draws your names, you get to email me, and here's my email. There it is. There's Trisha's names that she called out. Donna Betts and Pam Kim. Congratulations. Hang on. I think I might have more embellishments. Let's see what else we have here. We have lots of choices. It's embellishment city today, you guys. Look at all these. And I'm just going to throw in the bags as a choice too. So the Love Santa Treat bags. We have the heart pearls. We have the matte decorative dots. We have iridescent rhinestones. In fact, like 3 of you could pick that if you want. We have iridescent pearls. And we have this, which is a retired product. It's oh so pretty. The felt flowers. Do you remember those? So reach out to me. Contact me directly from, through my email so that I can get those prizes to you. Oh, let's throw this one in. Because this one wasn't claimed before. The effervescent elements. Those are also an embellishment that is current. Oh, look look at my butterflies are sitting there. You guys, you have lots of choices this week if you're a winner. And then the afterlife commenters from this video that we draw the next time will get a choice too. Okay, next time is going to be Wednesday, November 2nd at 11 a.m. Central Time. And I have another fun fold for you that I have been planning. I'm going to share it with my team the night before in a demonstrator event. And then I'm going to demonstrate it for you the next day. And it's really cool. I got the basic idea from someone who doesn't even share cards. It was just like origami video type thing. And then I applied it to a card. So I'm excited to share it with you. I hope that you loved these cards today. And I hope that you visit back and you join us again next week and in future videos. I share pretty much every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. Now, there are a couple Wednesdays that are coming up that I'm going to be in Vienna. Woohoo! I'm going to Vienna for a Stampin' Up! Convention. We call it On Stage, and I'm staying an extra few days. So there will be a couple weeks coming up in November where they're going to be pre-recorded, but even though they aren't live videos, they will be pre-recorded and they will be timed to air at 11. So you'll be able to check out my videos at 11, same time as always, even if we're not live. And I'm sorry that we won't be live during those 2 weeks. But anyways, I got to go to Vienna. Thanks, you guys. And big hugs and love to Lisa and Trisha. Thanks for helping out. You guys have a great week. And in the meantime, I'd like you all to go and, oh gosh, my face is really small. That's okay. I'll say goodbye in a small way. I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye.